You know, I tell myself every time, this is the last grill I'll ever need. But then I see that shiny stainless steel, and well, here we go again. Started off young with a chili and twist. Stepdad's marinade I still can't resist. Beer-soaked beef, that sweet smoky kiss. 22-inch Weber, yeah, that's where it all began. Spanish tunes on the radio, dominoes clacking, full belly couch crashing, memories stacking. That old Weber taught me more than school about meat, love and fire, yeah, barbecue rules. So I'm a barbecue junkie, can't help what I do. 10 grills deep and I'm building one too. There's charcoal gas and pellets in line. Wife says I'm nuts, but she don't mind. 'Cause when the steaks hit the flame and the friends show up, we light it up right, we fill our cups. So don't judge me when I snag another grill. It's just another spark, another smoking thrill. Try to keep up fast, it's a smoking addiction that's built to last. Weber 22 by March, smoker 2, stainless Weber from Depot, greets like a zoo. Pitch boss vertical, pellet storm inside, it hums like a train on a smoking ride. And then I found this Masterbuilt grill, left by a neighbor sitting on a hill. Pulled out the welder, rigged a pellet feed, homemade Traeger dreams, built to succeed. 70 bucks in, she runs like a champ. Call it Franken grill with a hopper and a ramp. Got a couple little Weber's camp, cooking delight, and a 4-burner griddle that sizzles just right. Then a Traeger timberline, Wi-Fi and flare. It talks to my phone like it's smarter than theirs. Built a real wood smoker from some heavy steel, 60-gallon tank. Now that's the real deal. Use a water heater drum and a fireplace box, hand cut doors and welded locks. In the Gravity Frame 50 high tech and bold, charcoal fed wizard with temperature control. I'm a barbecue junkie, can't stop the flame. Every backyard cookout's a brand new game. I got grills for steak, for ribs, for thighs, and one just built for chicken that flies. Fuel for the soul, stress slips away. Music meeting, beers hooray. So when a shiny new smoker hits the shelf, yeah, probably gonna get it myself. Rodeo night, fireworks in the sky. Friends gather round as the pork ribs fly. 1-inch free buys, thighs with glaze. 3-2-1 ribs that'll leave you dazed. Music and stories loud.
Time to get the Gravity Series going. Gonna pull out these, which when you're done barbecuing, you put these in their slots so that way it kills the fire in the hopper. These right there. Want to leave this open, leave the lid open, open up this side door, and this little tray, if you've been using it, give it a shake, kind of loosen the ash and stuff, expose some of the fresh coal from the Gravity charcoal in there. Don't pull it out too much because you might get some chunks that fall down. You won't be able to push that little shaker tray back in. Okay, now I'll show you guys what I use. I've probably showed you, if you've watched the video before, I've showed you. But this is Tumbleweed Natural Fire Starter. Now the only complaint I have about the Gravity Series is I kind of wish the tray to put your fire start in was a little bit better. And it would be nice if this Tumbleweed came in a little bit like flatter patties, or because it's kind of big around, you can't push it all the way in there. So then I end up trying to break them up and I end up with all this loose stuff that's going to burn too quick. It's not going to get the charcoal going. So here's a piece that's a remnant that I broke off. And so I'm going to go ahead, and there's a little rectangular keyhole spot. I'm going to try to shove this down in there. Okay, so I got that put in there. Go ahead and light it up. Now that fire starter basically is gonna get, it's gonna get that the lump coal in there. It's gonna start getting some of it red hot. So it's gonna get real smoky. And once it smokes for a little while, then I'm gonna go ahead, turn the power on. I'm gonna close the lids. Now, not now. We want it to all kind of smoke out, and try to imagine that flame hitting that lump coal and trying to get some red little embers on the outside of the coal. So that way when we close everything up, the fan's gonna kick on, and it'll have something to actually add oxygen to and get a flame going, which will light the nearby coal, charcoal, or lump coal. If I do it too soon, there's not going to be, it'll basically just blow out the little tiny pieces of red ember that's on the outside of the lump coal. So we're going to let that go for a minute. I will turn the power on, which I can do now. I can set my temperature. I'm going to cook the boneless, skinless chicken thighs with the marinade. I'll probably cook them at 425. I want to sear. I don't want to cook them too long. It's already a tender cut. It's got enough moisture. So I think 425. You could probably do 400 also. And I'm going to do like a sear, and then decide where I'm going to place it to finish it off. But it won't take much after you sear it on both sides. So I still got the flame down there going. I'm going to give it a little bit more and set the temperature. Let's see. Temperature 225. So I had it on. Okay, so 425. Okay, so we got it set to 425. I had it on 225 for when I did the carne asada. So check out that video. It turned out really good. I'm going to do it again sometime and slightly switch it up. Cook it more, smoke it for 2 hours, wrap it up, and cook it for 3 hours wrapped at least. So I'll have to go back and look at my notes, but so let this go for a minute more. I'm gonna let that keep burning as long as I can see flames and that tumbleweed is still adding fire to the coal. Then I'm getting more embers built up on the outside of the coal, so that way I know when I close the fire door and the lid, the fan will kick on, and I know it'll actually just create a fire going. Yeah, if it stalls, then I know it didn't make it. I'm hesitant. That's why I wish it had a little bit of a better fire starter container or something that slides in or something, but it's kind of stalling at 58 degrees right now. Maybe this was meant to happen so you guys can see how I recover. I'm not feeling it. So it won't mess anything up if you open up this side door and see if it looks like it's making any fire. Okay, so I do see hot coals, not from the fire starter, it's gone. But I do see a nice little bed of red coals from the lump coal. So that means I'm going to be patient. But I don't know if it's going to get hot enough, fast enough, that it won't give me an error code. So we'll see. We'll give it a minute. All right, so here you guys go. There it is. But if you can see, there's plenty of heat, and it's going, but it got an error message because it took too long. So all I did was just hit the power button, and I'm calling it good. That's getting hot. Yeah, I didn't clean the grill. I'm going to get really hot and use the brush on it. But now I can close the lid, and we're back in business. My barbecue place is such a mess right now. The grills are actually sizzling. Going on. It's hot, it's clean, it's ready. This Island Teriyaki chicken has been marinating for it has to be 2.5 hours maybe. I like to do it overnight because it really has a chance to soak in, just like any marinades. Got a spoon in the way. Alright, so let's try this out. Look at that. Nice and rich, and I'm gonna do skin down first. Or there's no skin on it. There's a smooth side and a kind of a fatty inner side. I'm gonna put the fatty part up first, so maybe it'll kind of cook some of that moisture down. That smooth under the skin side is more lean, and I don't feel like I'm going to lose a whole bunch of juices and stuff. So yeah, this is the skin side. This is like the inner part that you kind of cut open and take the bone out. I'm going to put that up. It also holds more of those ingredients. Gives them a chance to kind of cook and stick on there. So that's normally how I start them out. I don't know how much difference it makes overall in the end, but I love this grill because I love the searing properties of it. It just, you can get it really super hot. So use a lot of caution. You saw me trim the fat off. If you try to do skin on chicken and you have the temperature high, you're going to get a fire just because it'll get that hot. And it's the same with the gas grill. Gas grills are hard not to have a, what do you call it? A fat fire, a grease fire. But I haven't cooked chicken with skin on it in quite a few years now, because I guarantee that if you cook the chicken properly, or good, with good seasoning, you can make boneless, skinless tastier than people that swear by having to have the skin on it. And I'm trying to eat healthy, and I like the seasoning and the marinade to get into the meat. I like to be able to bite the chicken and not have all the skin and the flavor come off. So I don't do skin. And a lot of people that I cook for, they don't even know the difference. I'm like, did you even notice there's no skin on there? And they're like, wait, what? Wait, oh wow, this is really good. And okay, I would never have guessed. So that's searing. Close the lid so the fan's not going the whole time. Well, it actually got hotter because it's so cold out. The lid was open, and I guess a lot of the heat was blasting by that I closed the lid, and all of a sudden it spiked up and showed me that it's 440, 448. Now it's coming down and the fan's not going. Pretty cold out here. So, anyways, I'm gonna flip it over in just a second. But I do like this grill. I kind of feel sorry I've neglected my other grills. I haven't used the propane grill in a couple years at least. And now the poor Traeger, since I've gotten this, I haven't used the Traeger in probably at least a solid year. The old Pit Boss vertical, which I love because for a party, you can do so many racks of ribs in there. It's a it's a pellet smoker, like a Traeger, holds 60 pounds of pellets, and it's got several racks in it, and you can do so many racks of ribs in that all at once, and it's just maintenance free. So fantastic grill. And then I've got my my griddle, 4-burner griddle. I think I left it in okay condition, I think oiled up, but then I got my griddle plate that goes on top of a fire pit, or no, it goes on top of our little stand 3-burner one. I need to seriously clean that one up. And then we got the Gravity Series. We got a Z Grills? Oh, it is a Z Grills. Okay, we got a Z Grills portable pellet smoker. A buddy of mine got one. He loves it. And we got the 22-inch Weber that you guys are sitting on right now, the recorder. And what else? We got 2 smaller Weber briquette barbecues, the little tiny portable ones, and that's enough to do the pre-COVID family packs of chicken that they'll probably never go back to because they made them smaller and made them more expensive and still call them a family pack. Yeah, it's my little gripe. Bring back the old family pack size of chicken, please. And what else? We got a homemade 60-gallon offset wood smoker. What else we got? I'm probably forgetting something. But, homemade Traeger, basically, before we got a really good deal on a Traeger. That's the one thing I don't like is the cost of Traegers. If you want a decent one with the insulation and stuff, you can buy a freaking good used car. So, I made my first one. Converted a internal offset wood smoker that you do a little wood fire on one side, and put your food on the other, and indirect wood, whatever. So I went ahead and converted it. I built a extension box underneath the tank so that I could slide in a pellet feeder hopper on the side and not have it right under the grill. And did it's like a double reverse flow, some 1/8 thick steel plates for the drip pan and the heat deflector. So kind of a Traeger on steroids. And so I got that. And we're building a 240-gallon trailer smoker, offset wood smoker. Wood smoke is a lot of fun, especially on the holidays. If you want to do multiple briskets or a full brisket, a couple briskets and a big pork shoulder, and it's fantastic. And don't get intimidated. I should have his name. Another barbecue guy that I love watching, but he talks about the bigger the smoker, like a 250-gallon and up, they're less temperamental when you add the wood. So when you get your temperature there and you add some wood, it's not going to make the temperature spike up so fast that you burn your food. They're easier to use. If you have a tiny little smoker with an offset little wood box and you add a piece of wood in there, you're going to get a huge temperature spike. So anyway, that's the rundown of everything we got. I flip the chicken. We'll get back to, I gotta season up those venison steaks and get the cast iron hot. And yeah, I'll probably check back as soon as I take these off and put them on the plate. I probably won't finish them on the grill right above the direct heat. Here in a couple minutes, I'll probably move them up to the top shelf, spend a few more minutes to finish them, and then I'll stack them on the plate, take them in the house, cover them with tin foil, and let them rest, start cooking the venison. Alright, I'm sorry about the light, you guys, but let's see how this is turning out. Don't know if you can see that, because I can't see the screen. It's getting close. I think now I'm going to turn it for a final cook. Put you guys right back over here on the Weber. Okay, we're stable. Now I haven't even started cooking seasoning the venison, cooking the mushrooms, so we'll get there. Oh, this is looking so good. I have to, this is I don't know. I always told my friends and family that if I wanted to make the best chicken, do the attempt to make the best, I'd use briquettes with the Weber, and I would put a couple chunks of mesquite or hold on one second, hickory. I'd do mesquite or hickory, couple chunks. So using that round Weber, I'd get my briquettes going, and once I had the briquettes 90% all white, I'd spread them down onto one half of the grill, and then I would put a chunk of either mesquite or hickory on each end of the briquettes, barely touching, but just enough where the briquette will get it to kind of start burning. And then I would put the chicken, and I would, just like this, and I would sear it on both sides, and then I'd rotate the grill 180 degrees and finish indirect cooking the chicken, so it's not right over that hot heat. But then I would work the lid of the Weber, letting a little oxygen in and letting the chunks of wood start to catch fire a little bit. And then I'd work that lid and put it back over, and also work the little damper, because I don't want to smother it all the way, kill it, and have that awful smoke taste. Anyways, so long story short, the Weber 22-inch round briquette barbecue versus the Gravity Series lump coal, hopper on the side, gravity fed. I don't know. I think they're pretty close. I think I would try using either one for really good flavor, because what I do in this, like I've mentioned in other videos, is with the lump coal, I'll put the occasional piece of, in my case, mesquite. The random pieces spread throughout the coal, so when it drops down in there, I've got some of that real wood burning in there as well. So I really like it. But okay, so correction. So if I wanted to make the best chicken, we went down to near Grants Path, Cave Junction. We went to Cave Junction. Our son was down there, and I wanted to cook food for them, but their barbecues were in major disarray. So I took the grates out, and they had, from the previous year, they had I'll come back with the type of wood, or put it back in the comments, but it is they had a tree that had fallen a year prior, so it was like completely seasoned and dry. And so I took those logs, I split it, and I got a nice hot bed of coals right on the ground. with some rocks or bricks, whatever I gathered from them. And then what I did is I took a couple of the split pieces and just put them on the edges. So I had a nice bed of coals from this hardwood, and then I had a couple pieces on there and took the grates over it, and I cooked the chicken kind of the same method. I seared them right over the hot coals with the other pieces of wood on the side. The only thing that was missing was a lid. And then I finished indirect cooking them. Now you are spending a little bit more time because it's kind of a weird shape, and I didn't have a lid, so you're kind of moving them in and out, kind of close to the coals, rotating them. But I tell you what, that was one of the better chickens that I had cooked. So I don't know, real wood bed of coals versus charcoal or lump coal that's already been burnt once, you know. But that was pretty good. So, all right. That chicken should be done. Okay. I need a plate warmer. I need one for in the house where I can preheat and bring it out like in a container or something. Because I hate cold plates. You go out to eat and the place generally has good food, but they put it on a cold plate, your food gets cold like so fast. So I'm going to put a couple buffer pieces of chicken that I know are done 100% for sure. And I've got this, I got this really thick one. I'm going to put that on top and then kind of stack some other chicken around it and on top of it. Okay. Put that on there. You guys can see that. Looking pretty good. Now when I take it in the house, I'm going to have tin foil on it. I'm going to put on there right now. Turn off the power. Okay. What I'm going to do when I take it in the house, I'm going to put some towels, a couple kitchen towels over it, just to keep that heat in. I really want to keep that heat in. Not to finish cooking, but to give it a proper rest, you know, because what do you do when you take a brisket off of the smoker? You put it in a cooler, right? And you let it rest. Well, kind of the same thing. I'm not putting this in a cooler. And it wasn't low and slow either, but I'm going to put some towels over it, and I'm going to let it not cool off very fast. So, but now, okay, that is not, I like the wide tin foil. I grabbed the wrong one, and now it's tearing, and I'm letting some heat escape. Okay, we're going to put that down right there. Fighting with a little wrong piece. Now, I'm going to take these sliders. One's wider than the other. I think this one will get kind of hotter than the other. This is the upper one. This one, the wider one, goes on the bottom. Okay. No, the wide one goes on the top. That's burnt. And really? Okay. Narrow one goes on the bottom. One's a air source and the other one is right where the flames come through. And I thought it was on the bottom. It's actually on the top. So there we go. Chicken's done. You guys are going to go in the house with me, but I'm going to stop the recording. I'll see you guys in the house.
Thor, lay down.
Lay down, Thor. Yeah, you guys are getting to see, yes, there's a cat on the table. And there's a story behind that.
Lay down. Good boy.
So what do you think of the chicken, honey? You like it?
That's really good.
Okay. So, the coral, I hope I didn't call it coral mushroom too much in the video, but the cauliflower mushroom, pretty good. I'm excited to cook it in more dishes. And so Thor, the cat that came to us after major thunderstorm, hence his name. Plus, since we already named one of our cats Loki and one of them Sylvie, so it kind of made sense. Well, we had
a theme.
Yeah, a theme. We had to nurse him back to life. We seriously thought that we were going to wake up one morning and he would just pass. He came to us as a tiny little baby kitten and got separated, and we had to take him to the vet, or to the, what was it? Not the pound. Pound? What was it?
Animal shelter, yeah.
Animal shelter.
Same difference.
And we said that we would adopt him in order for him to get, they would pay for, do his normal treatments and shots and stuff. But
well, because he was feral, they couldn't adopt him out anyway.
Yeah.
Because he had to be worked with.
So, but before we took him there, basically, I mean, he got to the point, he was doing good, but then he stopped eating and we couldn't hardly get him to eat, and he was sitting there like dozing off, and we thought we were going to wake up and have him dead.
But it's because he couldn't breathe.
Yeah. So we had to hand feed him and stuff at the table, and we kind of held him, and he was very like wild tendencies. Like we had to really earn his trust, and it took a while. And then he would not, and he still kind of runs from other people, kind of runs and hides. He's getting a little bit better, but we became his parents, and so he ate so much on the table as we hand fed him and held him that he's the only cat, or animal for that matter, that's allowed on the table. But he's got
because he doesn't know better.
Yeah, and he's got pretty
and
good.
He behaves well like this.
Yeah, and he's got good. Yeah, like she said, he behaves well. He has good table manners. So
he'll just lay there and watch us eat.
We got to give him a little reminder every now and then. Did you get gravy?
I ate it already.
Oh, do you want more?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good? I didn't write it.
I was gonna get more rice and gravy, so.
Oh, do you want to just grab some?
I can get it myself, yeah.
Okay. So I guess she approves of the gravy.
Was that with the mushroom juice?
Mm-hmm. And in the venison pan with the seasonings, and so I just added mushroom in there, a dollop of butter, and just let it kind of all mix up. And I just added a light sprinkle of pink salt at the very end after Jonathan tried the gravy, and he really liked gravy. Yeah, maybe you could use like just a hint of salt. And I said, "Yep, it's on the video." So we'll do that.
I only grabbed a little bit of rice and gravy, so maybe I should have got more.
Well, so I call that a success. And if you cook the mushrooms the way that I did and you don't like the texture, experiment. Boil them longer or less or whatever, to change. See if the texture will change to your guys' liking.
Well, you can crisp them up if you cook them longer after the water soaks back in. Or you can leave them soft by not cooking them as long after the water soaks back in.
The cauliflower mushrooms.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the chanterelles.
No, I was talking about the cauliflower.
But
And the Island Teriyaki chicken turned out good as always. This is kind of a go-to. I just don't normally buy the family packs of boneless, skinless chicken thighs anymore because it's so expensive, but these were on sale. This time it was like $7 for their new family pack size, which is a lot smaller, but it worked. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you want to see some more stuff like this, barbecue, foraging for mushrooms or whatever else, let us know. Like and subscribe. Out.